Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you join us for Hot Messy Topics. I'm recording this video before Hot Messy Topics, but we have Jason on today and tomorrow we have Anchor Watch. But I did want to let you guys know that as of today, we opened up our Up and Adam Live Watch Party Live chat. So now you don't have to make a profile. The chat will be on tonight, upandadamlive.com. You can go click on chat and then you can scroll down. It'll automatically appear at 8 p.m. Eastern and it closes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern. And then there's also a schedule for the rest of the live chats. But yeah, you guys don't have to join, nothing. You just get to come and watch and talk with everybody, join the community as we're watching the show in real time. And I think it's going to be a blast. But I love you guys. Let's get into the Beverly Hills, shall we? All right, guys. So I don't even know where to start. Apparently, Crystal Kung Minkoff is talking about how she had to almost enlist attorneys and she almost quit the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after an incident with Sutton. And I was like, wait, what is going on? Like, what was said? So it was during the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It was the season 11 cast trip where Sutton entered Crystal's room. I know you guys remember that. And it was late at night to return a coat and Crystal was naked and she felt like she was violated. Let me just say this too. If somebody enters my room, there are so many people who are so comfortable with just like being naked and doing whatever and blah, blah, blah. You know, half the time I don't want somebody coming in my room. Like I'm not a skinny dipper. I don't want you to see me naked. And I think even being on YouTube and stuff more and more, I feel like I just am so protective and private about a lot of things in my life. And even though I'm such an open book, I do hold things like near and dear. And if you have body issues, which it's not an issue, but things that you deal with, which Crystal has been open about, I've dealt with similar things. And people always tell me, like, guys don't deal with that. And I'm like, you're a moron. That's not true. Like, I'm a guy, and yes, I have. But she immediately called her attorneys questioning if producers allowed Sutton to enter her private space at that time. And she did request an exit. So it was in the aftermath where she asked producers if she could quit the show. But she highlighted that Sutton was followed by a large all-male camera crew, which intensified her, sense of invasion. And, she does suffer from body dysmorphia, making that especially triggering. So she said that she's never publicly shared this story before discussing it on Heel to Feel podcast. That's another thing. You're not just entering the room. Like, it's not like a woman entering the room to see another woman. You're entering the room with production crew A or B. There's a ton of men, sometimes women too. Like, there's both. I've seen on Vanderpump Rules and also Southern Hospitality, Southern Charm, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I've seen a lot of the different production crews, even below deck. And when you have these crews and they're walking in behind you and they're seeing this shit, you're not on Big Brother. You're not on the real world where there's Big Brother cameras everywhere and you're just like getting naked and doing whatever you want and you're just so comfortable. You're in a space where you're like, okay, this is my private space. This is my time. And I don't even know, one, not like she needs to have the door locked in order for somebody to have to knock, but I don't know why you didn't have it locked, but that's not her fault. She shouldn't have to lock it to have privacy in her own room. That is her room, her space. Go off with that. So I agree with Crystal Kung Minkoff 1,000,000%. And you're going to come in with like a whole trail of men while she's naked and she's married and absolutely not. Am I surprised that that triggered her, especially if you're dealing with body dysmorphia issues? No, I'm not surprised by that. And I think that at the end of the day, I'm glad that she didn't end up quitting. I'm glad that they got to a better space. And I feel like Crystal Kung Minkoff did add to the show. I think that she called out a lot of people. I feel like she held Sutton Stracke's feet to the fire. I felt like she had some of those moments with Erika. I think that she's had some of those moments with a few people, and I think that we really slept on Crystal Kung Minkoff. But truly, I think the part that made it not necessarily as good for her, and probably a reason for her to part ways with Beverly Hills when they like let her go, I think that she lacked a sense of personal storyline. And unfortunately, unless you're like Lisa Rinna and you're really stirring the pot and you're like a catalyst for all of the drama and you're just like lighting the whole show on fire, walking into a party like Bethany Frankel and lighting the shit on fire and then walking out and being like, oh, I gave to you what they couldn't give to you guys. They've been here for 10 hours. I walked in for 2 hours and I lit this shit up. But Crystal Kung Minkoff was not that messy. So now at that point, you do have to sacrifice a little bit of personal storyline. But when you have a great family home situation, it's not, what are you gonna tell? Like, oh, everything's amazing at home. Life's good. We're making a ton of money on our coconut water. My husband is incredibly successful. We have parties. Producers don't want to hear that shit. So moving on. Jennifer Tilly did tease her Beverly Hills season 15 well, I guess role because it's confirmed, as you can see, the producer right here. But both Jennifer Tilly and Sutton Stracke, they've received season 15 contracts. Erika and Kyle also are officially back. And I don't know if she's coming back as a full-time housewife or a friend of, but what we do know is we're looking at both of them right now with a producer, meaning, yes, if you guys wanted more Jennifer Tilly, you are about to get more Jennifer Tilly. So Beverly Hills is also bringing in 1 or 2 new exciting housewives per Jennifer Tilly. I think that one of those has to be clearly who's already been announced, Rachel Zoe. But I'm wondering if the next one is going to have star power as well, or if it's going to be like a fresh face who has been a friend of the franchise. I also wonder if they could ever, or if Faye Resnick would ever join. I also don't know if people would even be interested in Faye Resnick joining the show because I think the way that she comes in, she drops bombs. I think she plays a great friend to Kyle Richards, but that doesn't mean that you would be a great housewife. Like Teddy Mellencamp is a great friend to Kyle Richards. Kyle Richards is a great friend to Teddy Mellencamp. Teddy Mellencamp was a terrible housewife, in my opinion. I think that she's great on the podcast, but I don't think she was a great housewife. But that's my opinion. Now, clearly we know that Garcelle is gone and Sutton's assistant, Avi, also left. And Jennifer Tilly did predict that the cast will shift significantly, saying that this season is going to be like a powder keg. So right now she's non-committal on whether she'll upgrade from a friend of the show to a full-time cast member. But she said that she is concerned for Sutton, citing the fact that she has lost Garcelle's friendship. And maybe that could potentially destabilize her. And as far as behind the scenes callbacks for the show, she did recommend some names for potential new cast members, but those decisions, they will remain private. Now, Reddit fans did speculate on Reddit, and one person said Jennifer Tilly behaved very neutral all season while mainly having Sutton's back, but she also called her out so many times. We want more Jennifer Tilly. Well, that's a good thing because that's exactly what you're about to get. Now, I want to hear what you guys think. Guys, pop off in the comment section. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. And don't forget, tonight, you can go to upandadamlive.com. You can click on the chat option, scroll down, and we have our live watch party chat for Below Deck. It comes on at 8 p.m. That's when the chat appears. It closes at 9:15. You don't need a profile to engage, but we want you to be there. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the chat tonight. Bye.